she is here because Sister Sharon Rambin, if you don't know, bought some letters on eBay about 10 years ago that were from a Shreveport mother to her son fighting in World War I. Sister Sharon's held these letters all these years, never looked at them, never opened them. And now, Cheryl White, you've got them. You're going through them for historic purposes.
What motivated her to give them to you to look, or who looked first and who went, holy cow, this is some fascinating stuff?
Well, actually, Sister Sharon and I have a longstanding friendship, and I immediately saw a Facebook post that she did several days ago where she posted a photograph of these letters and said, would someone like to scan them? And of course, I immediately responded with, please let me scan them. Because apparently she'd already been in contact with the family. There's family members, descendants of this soldier who want them. And so I needed to get my hands on them first so that I could first see what they say about Shreveport, most importantly, and if it gave us any insights into any of the activity of the war.
What was the most interesting thing? First of all, how many letters are there? Because you've got a stack there, kid.
Yeah. There's
how many are there? And as sort of in toto, if you will, what's the most interesting thing to you about them?
Okay, so there's approximately 30 letters here, and they are not all from the mother and father of Jerome Ferguson, who's the soldier. There are also a few from local other family members, as well as some looks like maybe some relatives that distant relatives. But the most interesting thing I have run across, Robert, are some insights into Spanish flu in Shreveport.
Which was a pandemic sweeping this part of the country at the time.
Can you read some of the passages that you have picked out, Cheryl? And because it's kind of historic from Shreveport times.
Right. Well, I think that there's several I have here, so I don't know how much time that we have, but there is one that
got till 9.
Got till 9. Okay, got till 9.
We're wide open.
I can read all 30 letters. So
what's the date on this, by the way?
So this letter is dated Sunday, December 1st, 1918. And so the war was over. The war was over in November of 1918. But the letters actually span the end of the war and into early 1919. But they're still waiting on their son to come home.
He was in France, I assume?
He was with the American Expeditionary Force. He was actually attached to the 307th Labor Division of the United States Army.
Wow.
On the front in France. And so what they're really doing is that they're waiting on him to come home. There's really this first letter I want to share with you is from Sunday, December 1st. His mother writes, everybody is still rejoicing that the war is over. Shreveport is already making plans to welcome our boys home. We have a few boys in uniform that have already come home from the training camps. When will we see you? So she writes, very lovingly about waiting on him to come home. And then there's a letter that is from a friend, Sam Hicks. It's beautiful. This is why I hate we're on radio, but you'll take some photographs of this.
Yes.
This beautiful Wicks Company stationery from Shreveport, grocers and cotton factors here in Shreveport. And this is written by Sam Hicks. It's a rather lengthy letter. Obviously, they are family friends. And he speaks about the flu. In the midst of his letter, he says, the flu is still very bad with us, and it seems to nearly stop and then start up again. It is all over the United States. I'd wanted to go to San Antonio the last of this week to make a little visit to my mother, but I concluded it was not wise to go at this time. They have asked us to stay home. So I'm struck by the parallels of what we were dealing with in 1918 with the Spanish flu and obviously what we're dealing with today or have most recently dealt with. And so there's these beautiful little insights into local, like local Shreveport as well. His mother writes in one letter, this is February of 1919. They're still waiting on him to come home. But she says she's telling him that everyone is selling their homes for profit because of the real estate market in Shreveport. And she says, I expect Sheridan Avenue. So we have this little nugget about where they live. I expect Sheridan Avenue will look good to you. Everything is soaring in prices, especially in real estate. It's a good time to sell, and we could get an excellent price for this house. But we do have to have a house to live in and for you to come home to. Can you imagine a house on Sheridan renting now for $60? And right, I know.
That's big bucks.
And some people glad to get it for that. This is a fact. Houses are so scarce and rent is so high. I'm truly thankful I'm in my own home. So, there's these little asides that she makes that are...
And the parallels between, in so many things, not only the Spanish flu and COVID-19, but the real estate market in Shreveport right now is
booming,
everything is,
Everything is booming. That's
$60
right.
a month rent.
And it makes you wonder, what are those factors behind the scenes of our conditions that are driving those soaring prices, or what do they have in common with 1918? Those are the sorts of questions